Webs. Web, 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 web. Get a drink. All right. Their new mixer thing? Real voice and voice mod. Oh, that'd be cool if you could stream deck a thing. That'd be sick. Monster? White monster, dude. They're the best. That would be cool if I could just push buttons and do different voices for VoIP. That would actually be very helpful. Because that would also mean that you could put it on a foot pedal. So what if I was hungry? Have to buy voice mod? I've never used it. Well, I guess I can assume what it is, but I've never used it. Shouldn't have done that. This gun sucks ass, too. He's dead. Thankfully, one of those hit him in the head, because that was rough for a second. Okay. Wait, I'm out of black keycard swipes? Well, that sucks. I don't know how I don't have an even number of uses, but alright. I only use it to open this room. And that takes 2 swipes. somebody that opened it. Or something in there. A blue folder. Not a total waste. Thing. Let's go try to kill that guy. Poo-poo. Iranian cyber attack on Discord? Holy shit. I mean, kind of checks out. Coincidence? I think not. How many microwaves? Big bag outside. Yeah, but it's in a bit of a precarious location. A bit of a precarious location. Not even bother looting the other guy killed. Good little labs raid. Almost died. Oh, kinda. Not really. Kinda almost died to the DMR. With the super strike, people say it's cool. I don't have a need for those features on a mouse though. A lot of the times for me, the less features on a mouse, the better. Like, I just want to be able to remap buttons and have, like, good shape and weight. I don't want to reprogram 500 different things on my mouse. That's a little too much for me. Alright, a heated mouse would be kind of sick. Heated mouse? That'd be kind of fire. I could go for the heated mouse. That actually sounds cool. That is gonna be the ones. We'll see what oh, he's got the gangster grip on that though. I don't need to be gangster gripping my gun. Oh wait, no, I need a level 6 plate. And side plates. Pink eye? Is that a thing? Can you get pink eye if like somebody just farts near you and it like wafts into your eye? You can? Holy fuck, dude. Really? Wait, would that have to be like... It'd have to like seep through their clothes, right? It's a going. It's a going. Alright, we're going on labs to find some PMCs. Because they weren't on the other maps. Depending on Lightkeeper. He was a waste of fucking time, dude. Lightkeeper was another idea that BSG had that, like, in theory was good. But they just half-assed it. There were so many things that they did in this game where, like, the idea is good, and then when they implement it, it's just, like, half-baked and was a waste of time. Sadly. I got a black key card and a red key card. I got all the key cards. Got all of them. Like, thank you for 43 months. Right on. Keeper's awful. It's just like something that took them probably so much time to make that ended up being so inconsequential on the game. Well, like, they could have done way more with it, and, like, there probably is the potential to even do way more with it, but they just, like, they just never did. Like, they made a whole map around fucking Lightkeeper, and they just did nothing with him. Like, I don't know. It just seems like a huge waste to me. Like a lot of things they did. It's like, I don't know, it's not even about, like, the island itself. Is, like, the physical location they did a good job of.
Stupid fairy.
Like, Lightkeeper's essentially just another trader that gives you quests. You don't do anything else, like, with him. Get turned on, cuzzo. Thought you were gonna do that to me?
Hey Nancy, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? Sorry, I've been just focusing on building here. What is this thing? This isn't my first playthrough, but I am not sure what the heck this is. Granted, last time I did play Calamity, it was probably about 2-3 years ago. So. Thank you for following, Nancy. I really appreciate that. Hey, Dextel. Yeah, I play games like the new game extraction game Marathon. I've been getting into that a little bit recently. I've been taking a break from it so I don't burn myself out on it too much. And then there was I play a good amount of Marvel Rivals. I took a break from it, and I try to play with my friend I know in real life, but he's going through college and whatnot, and I work, so it's kind of hard to align schedules to really play. So if I do play that, it's most of the time quick play right now. And then there's a game called The Last Hero I've been playing. It was a game that was free on, or not free, sorry, but like pretty cheap on, it was pretty cheap on Steam for like $2 or $3. I figured I'd give it a shot, and I've been enjoying it. But, my friend and I kind of wanted to start a war on this, but it's kind of the same situation, where, I play mostly story games such as... I actually haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2. And as for Elden Ring, I can have a good amount of rage when it comes to video games. So I really try to avoid playing games that would just cause me to rage even more. And Elden Ring is definitely one of them. I have seen a lot of gameplay on Elden Ring. No, I can't say a lot, but I mean, I've seen a good bit of what can happen and whatnot, bosses, but I personally, like, I would get very angry at a game like that. What do you mean by that? Like, I was trying to get some follower stuff set up and whatnot for alerts, but I don't know if they actually went through. I tried to get, like, whatever I could set up, but I don't know if the alerts actually work yet. I didn't seem to see anything. Oh yeah, no, that's actually something I think would be pretty cool. Something I would be more aiming towards would be something, I mean, purely because I like Deadpool so much, but at the same time I don't know about copyright issues when it comes to streaming and whatnot on that aspect. Yeah, it's kind of like to help with marketing and whatnot, because it kind of helps with like say like what do you want to call it? I can't even think of the word right now. To catch your attention in the video, like before you even click on it. Thumb screen or something like that. Oh, okay. That's actually some very interesting stuff. Yeah, shoot, go for it. Yeah, it's the same as my streamer name, but I probably have to have a code or something. I can't remember. I don't really add friends too often on there. Heyo. Let's not worry about that. Alright, are these torches placed and whatnot? See, how do they go about the whole copyright situation with that kind of stuff? Oh, dude, that cherry blossom one is dope. It looks spaced out enough. Oh, he even has like a. Daxel, what's up, brother? Or Daxtilly Brave? I don't know how to say that. Oh, okay, that's fire. Oh, it's so sad, but fire. Actually, at some point I would like to get it done, but I'm gonna be completely honest with you. My construction job has been really slow right now, so I couldn't do it right away. But I'd probably hit you up in like a month or two, definitely, and see where, like, especially depending on like what your price range is for everything, obviously, but um. I would definitely like to reach out at some point and get that done. Uh, I'm not the most creative in terms of coming up with things, but I definitely would like to have different sort or scenes for my OBS and whatnot at some point. I get what you're what you're actually saying. Wow. I understand what you mean. I do. And I would love to do it. What was I doing? Let's put this stuff back real quick.
So now you might be asking, what does Calamity mod actually add? It adds 27 bosses and 12 mini bosses, over 100 new enemies, 5 new town NPCs.
I was actually wondering about how people go about creating graphic design for all their end streams and whatnot. The panels and all that. I didn't know if that was something I had to create on my own or if that was something they typically hire people to outsource to. This is much better this way. Yeah. Oh yeah. Are you talking about like details for what kind of stuff I'd be like interested in? I need to figure out really what to do. I do not remember how to start this mod in general.
On the vanilla throwing class with unique mechanics.
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
1,800 new
I'll definitely do
enemies,
that.
100 new blocks, 11 ores, 2 full difficulty settings with AI.
And I do want to do something for that, so let me come up with a list. I don't know if it'll be today. And then I'll DM you that, and then because I actually have somebody working on a magic box for me, and it has I have it to where it's gonna be like Deadpool on like 4 sides, and then it's gonna be my name and like Deadpool font on the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. And I was wanting to just because I was gonna make that like a special set for the Deadpool cards that they have in Magic, purely because I just like Deadpool, and literally I have LCDs on my PC for Deadpool stuff. Oh. So yeah, I will definitely get a list to you. I might do it by the end of the night or something when I get off. But I do want to keep playing. Alright. That sounds great, and I will definitely let you know. Alright. I haven't really done much to the left side here. Honestly, I don't mind the Deadpool colors to remove like the black, white, and red. Because I think there's like a 60-30-10 like rule people do for art or something like that when it comes to color grading for certain things. Yeah, I was kind of thinking like a blocky form of tank ahead to it. And since it's kind of simple, but like it's not too much gonna be like over blaring the screen. Alright, my friend was down here at some point. I actually had a name for I can't remember that because they have like a name for the font used in Deadpool movies. I think Rogue Hero maybe. To be honest with you, right now money's tight to the point to where I don't even know how much loose I can spend. Plus with taxes, I still have to pay. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to owe yet. I have somebody doing them for me, and I still have to get one more W-2 because that got lost between me getting it to them and whatnot. So. I don't even know how much I can actually use right now that I have. Yeah, I'm literally quite in an unfortunate budget situation. But it is what it is in this world. You live and learn. Don't throw down all the money you have on a truck you just bought and then have a broke wallet for a bit. Some life lessons you learn just living it, I tell ya. It's a cane, it's a kick in the tuchus sometimes. Dude, where did I get all these torches from? I'm not really gonna complain, I need them. I mean that kind of range wouldn't even be terrible for me. But obviously, I know the more you like, the more scenes you make for me, the more it would cost and whatnot. But that could also just mean we could lead more of a relation down the road rather than just doing it all at once. Not really. Just like I'm not kidding you. I'm broke as a joke. It sucks, and I don't know when I will get. What the heck is this? Applies visual effects to your dashes, wings, death. Right click to transform. But no, I would like to do scenes and whatnot at some point. But I still even got to figure out how to implement that into OBS and whatnot for the most part. No, I meant OBS to like swap scenes to scene and whatnot. From scene to scene. And all that is all I mean. Right now, I genuinely cannot do anything right now. Because I don't know how much I need to do. I'm helping my sister work on her house, so I've been traveling quite a bit, and I need all as much money I can for gas. Beautiful. Excavation potion. Bye-bye, Nancy. Have a good day. Oh, looks like Discord's back up. Of course it is. What? How it? I'm afraid to go down there. Why were there falling stars down here? What the heck? Bro. Alright, let's figure out what I need to do to start this Calamity mod up. Up and going.
Mode, and many changes to vanilla mechanics, recipes, or items. So if you like the idea of having a bunch more content for Terraria, this is definitely a mod for you, but there is one thing that we have to get into before you get started, which is difficulty. So getting into difficulty settings, basically the way it goes is there is normal, expert, vengeance, and then death, and that's the order of difficulty. Now, in short, if you want the best experience and you want to experience the entire mod, you want to play on Revengeance mode. The reason behind that is there's a lot of new mechanics, and then also there is certain drops that are only Revengeance mode and up difficulty only. So what you need to do in order to play on this mode is you have to play on an expert mode world, and then in-game you'll be able to adjust the difficulty to Revengeance once you get in the game. The changes of Revengeance mode are as follows. It adds 2 new mechanics to the game, which is Rage and Adrenaline, which we will get into later. It also basically changes a bunch of enemy AI. For example, Slime AI, they jump lower, and then they jump higher once you jump, and they are always aggressive towards the player. It doesn't just impact normal enemies though, it also impacts the bosses. I'm not going to really say much here, but in short, every boss will have new mechanics, vanilla and Calamity wise. So I just cannot stress this enough. If you can afford to and it's not too much for you, I really recommend playing this, as I just feel like it's the minimum to get like the experience of the mod. Alright, now that we've gone over difficulty and you are on Revengeance mode, we are going to go ahead and get into what happens when you create a new character. The first thing that you're going to do is create an expert mode world and create a character with the Calamity mod enabled. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to notice that you have a starting bag, and this item basically gives you a bit of an early game boost. It gives you some potions, it gives you some items, some weapons, and so forth to kind of help you out in the early game. Revengeance mode can be enabled by opening your inventory, and in the top right you'll see an icon where you can select Revengeance or Death mode. The next thing you're going to want to do is go into your control settings, and if you scroll down you're going to find the Adrenaline and Rage hotkeys. These are basically going to be a new mechanic added in Revengeance, which we will explain now. In Revengeance mode, you'll have 2 new bars at the top of your screen. The first one is Rage, which is the red bar, and the second one is Adrenaline, which is the green bar. The rage meter is charged by being close to enemies. The closer the player is to the enemy, the faster the rage meter will charge, and bosses triple the rate that the bar fills. In order to get the fastest meter of charging this, you need to be within 10 blocks of an enemy. The rage meter can empty over time, whenever the player is out of combat, which is when you're not near any enemies and you haven't dealt damage to any enemies for 10 seconds. Whenever you use rage by hitting your hotkey after it's been fully charged, you will multiply your damage by 35% for the next 9 seconds. This can be upgraded over time through certain boss drops. Next up we have Adrenaline. Adrenaline is the green bar, and this is only charged within boss fights. It is charged by not getting hit, it takes 30 seconds to fully fill, and if you get hit while it's full or charging, you lose all of your current meters. It gives a 200% damage boost for 5 seconds. If you are hit while the bar is full, Adrenaline will be removed, and that hit's damage will be reduced by half. The only time you will not lose Adrenaline from getting hit is if the damage from that hit is less than 5% of your HP, in which case you will lose partial Adrenaline based on the damage received. Adrenaline, in short, basically just rewards good dodging and knowing the boss's mechanics, and it can be used to shred hard phases of fights if you save it strategically and reduce the fight duration. I think the best example would be something like Duke Fisheron, where the final phase could be a bit dicey here and there. So by using Adrenaline and saving it for the final phase, you can burst down that phase quite fast if you do not feel comfortable with said phase. Moving on, there's a lot of vanilla changes that I think are very important to go over. One of them is the summoner penalty. In short, this is a penalty for if you are multi-classing with Summoner. If you're only relying on summons to do whips, you will get no penalty with summon, but if you are using both summons as well as ranger weapons or melee weapons, you will actually get a summoner penalty where they will do about 25% less damage as compared to if you were pure summoner. This damage penalty does not trigger whenever you're holding a tool or a class's weapon. The next change is the introduction of hard mode. Whenever you defeat Wall Slash Cobalt, it will will spawn, and then whenever you defeat your first mechanical boss, Mithril and Orichalcum will spawn. After your second mechanical boss, Adamantite and Titanium ore will spawn. And lastly, after your third mechanical boss, Hollowed ore will spawn in the underground hollow biome. Another big change of hard mode is destroying altars with Pwn Hammer. Time to get into some added on mods that I would really recommend in order to make your experience a bit better with.
If you feel stuck and you can't kill a boss in the Calamity mod and you don't know what to do in your this video will help you with that if you're playing the melee class. Now before we begin, I'd recommend using the Calamity mod's wiki page and the terraria to find everything mentioned in this video, as well as the bosses for extra boss fight strategies if you're new to the game and are still having trouble. Also credit to Akarin for the original guide, which will be linked down in the description below if you need to double check some of the parts which you didn't understand in the video. This is mainly going to be covering the progression path and also the gear setup that you're going to need to be running to defeat each boss. Since we're running T-Mod Loader, I'm going to recommend the mod Omni Swing. The reason being is because it enables auto swing and auto shoot for every weapon in the game, preventing mouse mashing and making the boss fights a little less stressful, so thank me later. Next up, I wouldn't recommend going against any boss until you found 15 life crystals. You can jumpstart this process and go through obtaining them a little quicker in space by looting inside the small planetoid rocks, which can be reached using gravity potions. So, for the King Slime boss, you're going to want to use the enchanted sword as well as the Wolfram armor set. You can find an enchanted sword with a low chance by finding an enchanted shrine on top of the previously mentioned planetoids. As for accessories, the Feral Claws, Hermes Boots, Rover Drive, and Fungal Symbiote are great items here. For extra mobility, the Cloud, Blizzard, or Sandstorm in a bottle for double jumping is also vital. We're going for mobility in most of these fights, and we're going to be switching the items around just a little, but I'll mention when we change our gear per boss fight. Now, the next boss, the Desert Scourge, can be beaten with the same gear, and it shouldn't be too hard of a fight. After this, we're going to try to down the Eye of Cthulhu, which can be a challenge for some players. The only change we're going to make at this point is to switch up our gear set. We'll be replacing the Wolfram set and switching it out for the Victide armor for this fight. Crabulon is next up in our checklist. I'd recommend switching out the Rover Drive item for the Shield of Cthulhu for this fight. For the Eater of Worlds, we won't make any major changes to our kit. This is also the same that can be said for our fight versus the Brain of Cthulhu if you're in the Crimson and not the Corruption, which will be the Eater.
Alrighty.
A player or a fucking scab? There's only a scab.
Interesting. Alright, this is where we...
COD on the DS.
Do we just go... Boom.
Nintendo DS have Call of Duty
Let's
on
do
it?
that.
What?
Yeah, let's do that instead. Let's go to these trees.
I thought Nintendo didn't even do games like that.
Whoa.
You guys remember the Batman game on N64? I think it wasn't it rated? They had the mature rated Batman game. Are there any players? Dogos. I didn't have anything else from them.
Where we go? Alrighty.
First PC game is Oregon Trail. I'm trying to think, what was the first game I ever played on a PC?